Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany from She Run the World Travel Blog, and today's videos are going to be all about the Secret Garden 3-day, 2-night Cotopaxi Volcano experience. This is honestly one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences, especially for backpackers. You absolutely can't miss this, so I'm just going to go ahead and dive in to exactly what these 3 days and 2 nights look like, and then at the very end I'm going to give you details on the different accommodations and the different prices that are offered. Oh, let's dive in! You start off by meeting at Secret Garden in Old Town Quito at 10 a.m. You'll pack the car up and you'll head out towards Secret Garden Cotopaxi. The entire drive takes about 2 hours, and once you get there you'll be greeted with canelazo. It's a local drink with rum, and you'll have your first lunch. Today's was lentils, beans, rice, veggies, and cheese. After lunch, check into your room. Our first night we stayed in the dorms, so there were 14 beds and 1 private bathroom on the bottom floor. But there were also multiple toilets and showers right outside that we could use. Once you're settled, take advantage of the coffee bar where you can grab free coffee and tea whenever you want. Take your drink on the go and explore the grounds a little bit. The property is huge, so follow the paths all around the main building to discover all the facilities this place has to offer and all the beautiful views you can see along the way. Eventually make your way over to where the llamas hang out and spend some time with your new fluffy friends. Next, you can head inside, grab a banana, and relax in a hammock while you wait for the 2:30 p.m. waterfall hike to begin. Once it gets closer to 2:30, head outside to grab a pair of rain boots. Once everyone's ready, you'll start the hike directly from the hostel, past the llamas, and maybe some wild horses if you're lucky. The total hike to both waterfalls and back takes about 2 hours, and the forest you're in is absolutely magical. It's bright green with moss growing all over the tree trunks and vines hanging. You literally feel like you're in a movie. But stay cautious where you're stepping. There's a reason why they make you wear rain boots for this hike. The ground is extremely muddy. I'm talking you're ankle deep in this mud. So if your boots are too big, they'll easily get stuck and slip off your feet. For the most part, the hike is pretty easy, especially to the first waterfall, which is a lot smaller than the second. The only difficult part is right before you reach the second waterfall. You have to scale some pretty big rocks laterally, and it was super slippery, especially with the boots. But the second waterfall is incredible, so it's absolutely worth it. You have some time to hang out here and go swimming if you want, but beware because it is freezing cold. Once you get back, it's time to warm yourself up by the fire and relax. At 5 p.m. they'll hand out snacks and you'll book your activities and/or your transportation for the next day. You'll have about 2 more hours to relax before dinner is served at 7 p.m. If you have any dietary restrictions, they have these wooden markers you can grab and put in front of your plate at the table. Every night you'll have both dinner and dessert. You'll start off day 2 with breakfast at 7:30 a.m. before you start your Cotopaxi Volcano experience at 8:15 a.m. You'll drive for about 15 minutes, and then you'll have the option to rent a mountain bike for later in the tour if you want. It's $5 to ride on the flat trail and $10 for the downhill trail. From there, it'll take about 40 minutes to reach the Cotopaxi Park entrance, and then it's another 30 minutes from there to the starting point of the hike. You'll park the car and head out on Cotopaxi Volcano with the snow and volcanic rock beneath your feet. First part of the hike is getting to the glacier, and this is the hardest and steepest part. It'll take about an hour and a half in total to get there. With the high elevation, it'll be hard to breathe and it'll make the hike that much more challenging, but it's totally worth it once you're there and you see the views. Shout out to Henry for keeping us alive. From here, you're going to hike for about 45 minutes to base camp. If you're lucky, you'll get to spot the vapor coming out of the top of Cotopaxi. Even though our view wasn't great, it was still cool to see. At base camp, you can sit down, relax a little, and I highly recommend bringing $2.50 so you can get a cup of hot chocolate. I'm not sure if it's just because we were so exhausted or what, but that hot chocolate was literally the best I've ever had. Plus, it was nice to have something to warm you up. Then it's a 45-minute hike back down to the car, and you'll arrive back at the Secret Garden around 2:15, which is honestly perfect because you'll have the entire rest of the day just to eat lunch, relax, and recover. At 5 p.m. again, you'll have snack time and book the next day's activities. And then you can watch the sunset before dinner at 7 p.m. To end the night, since there's no Wi-Fi or service, make some friends and play some card games or just hang out. Secret Garden is a super social place, so it's a great way to meet fellow backpackers and chat about each other's travels. On day 3, it's time to slip into those rain boots again for your Pasochoa hike around 8:15 a.m. The hike starts from Secret Garden, and let me just warn you, it is brutal. I consider myself to be in pretty good shape and I do a lot of physical activity, and I was dying. I just want to be completely honest with you about the level of difficulty so you can decide for yourself if you do want to do this hike. Total, it takes around 6 hours round trip, and it's super steep pretty much the entire way. And you're in thick mud again, which makes it even harder. At the end, you'll have to rock climb a little bit to reach the summit, and you'll probably be dying at this point, but the views are insane. Someone on the previous day had described it as feeling like they were in Jurassic Park, and I completely agree. This volcano is very rocky, so it's completely different from Cotopaxi the day before. And even though it was seriously the hardest hike I'd done in a long time, it was totally worth it. Once you make it back down to the hostel, it'll be around 2 p.m. So that gives you an hour to shower, eat lunch, and hop on the bus back to Quito at 3. So there you have it, the full 3-day, 2-night experience. From the 3 days that I just showed you, the only thing that you could really switch around is you could switch around the Cotopaxi and the Pasochoa experience. The only reason why I did Cotopaxi on day 2 and Pasochoa on day 3 is because Pasochoa is a lot higher and a lot more intense of a hike. So, kind of build your way up to that. But if, whatever day is the clearest is the day that you should do Cotopaxi if it works out in your favor that way, so you can actually get a view of the entire thing. They do have multiple accommodation options, so I'm going to go through them right now in the order of least expensive to most expensive. No matter which option you choose though, if you choose the 3-day, 2-night experience, it's going to be an all-inclusive experience, so it will include transfer from Quito, obviously your accommodation while you're there, all of your food while you're there, and 2 excursions. Those 2 excursions are a waterfall hike and the trek to Pasochoa. So that means the only other things that you'll need to pay for while you're here is if you want to add on the Cotopaxi Volcano experience, which you probably will, that's why you're coming all the way here, and your transportation to wherever you're going next. The cheapest option is going to be the dorm room, of course. They have 2 different dorm rooms. The dorm room that we stayed in had 14 beds in it, so I'm sure the second one is just the same. And you'll see the price on the screen for if you're doing the 1-night or the 3-day, 2-night all-inclusive experience. The main difference is if you only do 1 night, it will still include your meals and the waterfall excursion, but it won't include the Pasochoa or the transfer from Quito or wherever you're at. You'll have to pay $5 for that. Cheapest accommodation is the birdhouse, so that's for 2 people. And after that is the hobbit holes, which is really where I wanted to stay, but they were all booked up. They're super, super cute. Totally look like Hobbiton in real life and has an amazing view of Cotopaxi and the valley below. And the most expensive option is going to be the hill house. So it's right next to the Hobbiton houses, and it's a 2-story house with the bathroom inside and the bed up on the top level. And it has an amazing view from where your bed is at. They also have tons of facilities on the premises. They have a jacuzzi, they have obviously llamas that you can come hang out with, feed. They have a room with free bananas, free banana bread, hammocks, hanging out areas, a swing, benches all over. So it's just a really cool space to get out of the city and unplug. So to book this experience, you can use the link that I'm going to put in the description below, or you can also go to the Secret Garden that's in downtown Quito and you can book through them. It is a super popular trip for backpackers, so I would recommend trying to book as early as possible. We tried to book on a Monday for the weekend and it was already booked, but they did have 2 last-minute openings for the following day, so we were able to go the very next day, but we did have to switch rooms, so we had to do a dorm for 1 night and then the hill house for the other when we really wanted to do the Hobbit. If you have the time, try to book that as early as possible so you can get the room that you want and the dates that you want. Honestly, we've been here, this is our 3rd day, so we're just ending our experience. We're about to go back to Quito, and even though we didn't really get much visibility of Cotopaxi in its entirety, I still can't recommend this experience enough. It has been so amazing to just fully unplug. There's no Wi-Fi, no service, getting out of the city, being surrounded by llamas, greenery, wild horses, mountains. It's just so amazing. If you guys have any questions about this Secret Garden Cotopaxi experience or anything in Ecuador in general, drop them in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe as I continue my digital nomad journey through South America. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.